I am so distressed. Hey everyone, welcome back to Rima Reads. So today I'm going to do a reading vlog. I got the Children of Virtue and Vengeance from my library, and they do this thing for Kindle where I'll download a book and then I'll only get like 7 days to read it, and then I'll just like disappear out into the void. And I downloaded it 2 days ago, so now I only have 5 days to read this book. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days so I can finish it before the library takes it away from me. This is my first time doing a reading vlog, which is exciting. Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi is the second book in the Legacy of Orisha trilogy, I think? I don't know. I think it's a trilogy. The first book is Children of Blood and Bone. I read it a few years ago. This video will contain spoilers for both Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance. Quick recap on my thoughts of For Children of Blood and Bone. I liked the book. I think I rated it 4 stars when I read it. I thought the world building was really, really cool and very interesting. I like Zaylee as a character, and I really ended up liking Amari as a character too, which was, I think, surprising for me because I didn't really care for her in the beginning, and then she really grew up on me on the end of the book. I liked their friendship. I like Zaylee's brother, Zane. So the characters on that sense were really good, but I hated Anon so much. He was awful. He kept flip-flopping back and forth on which side he was on. And I thought the romance with Zaylee was super cringy and awkward, and was like, if you wanted to have enemies to lovers relationship, you should have just done it with Amari and Zaylee. So I really, really did not like that portion of the book. But everything else in the book was really solid. Like, the plot was interesting, the world building was great, and all of the other characters were good, besides Anon. So we'll see how I feel about this book. Really hoping that Anon just disappears and it'll all be good. So let's see. So I've only read 1 chapter, and so far Zaylee has mentioned Anon twice, which gag, gross. But then she also mentioned him when she was talking about all the people that died, and like, did he die last book? And I just forgot it because I feel like I would have remembered and been so happy he's dead. So I am just confused. So I'm like 50 pages in right now, and Anon did die the last book. He like dead, so that's fun. Except he's still occupying too much of Zaylee's brain space for my liking, because he keeps getting mentioned, but whatever, at least he's dead, so that's fun. Amari and Zaylee are going through it. Lots of trauma, and it's making me very sad because last book we spent a lot of it with them working on the relationship and becoming friends. Like, Zaylee hated Amari at the beginning, and they slowly worked through and built trust and all of that, and now it's all broken because magic coming back didn't fix everything like they thought it would, and Amari can't become queen as easily as they thought it would happen, and Zaylee's lost her father, and it's just a lot that didn't go the way they thought it would, causing such a rift in their relationship, and I don't want it to, because they love each other and they worked so hard last book to build it up, and now it's crumbling down. So that sucks. I find it very interesting that the Titans is what they decided to call folks from nobility with magic. Seems to be stronger. Zaylee suspects it's because she did something wrong with the ritual, but my feeling is that this is just how it was meant to be. Like, there was nothing wrong with the ritual itself. So we'll see about that. So yesterday I read about 60 pages of Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and then I just had to stop. I totally forgot that Enon died at the end of last book. And so after reading chapter 1 of this book, I was overjoyed. I was like, he's dead. This is great. Don't have to deal with another book of him. Amazing. I was so hyped. And then I read chapter 12. Guess who's back? This is so disappointing. I just literally had to stop reading because I was so hyped. And then of course fucking Anon is alive in his dreamscape. The good thing is Zaylee seems to really hate him, so there's that, but I have a feeling that they're going to reconcile by the end of this book, and he will be back alive for real instead of dead or in this dreamscape, and I'm just so sad. Other thoughts I've had in the last 60 pages. The thing that this author does really, really well is talk about oppression and the lasting effects that it can have, like Zaylee's anger and PTSD. And Children of Blood and Bone is so good with tackling these really hard subjects while putting people of color, particularly dark-skinned Black women, at the forefront of this topic. Zaylee's mindset in this book makes a lot of sense. She is super angry and betrayed because she believed that bringing magic back would free her people, but instead it's only caused more issues as the nobility have also gained magic that might be stronger than the magic of her people. And so she's feeling hurt and betrayed, and she can barely even look at Amari because Amari's part of that nobility that gained magic. And I get it. I understand you, Zaylee, and I think it makes so much sense. But also, I love Zaylee and Amari's relationship, and it's breaking my heart that they are falling apart. Literally, Amari in every chapter talks about how much she loves Zaylee. Y'all love each other so much. Just be together and be happy. This could have been the romance. Amari and her deserve to be happy together, and I'm really upset because I know that's not gonna happen because bitch ass Anon is back. Okay, I'll stop complaining and read a bit more. I had to come outside to water my garden, and so I figured I will read outside for a little bit. It's a very nice day out. Book be playing with my emotions, saying that Zaylee's gonna kill Anon, and is that actually true though, Zaylee? Are you actually gonna do it? So I just got to the part where Amari challenges Ramaya to a duel to become clan leader, and I know it's gonna go badly. I really, really know it's gonna go badly. Amari, that was a dumb move. It was so dumb. You promised Saylee earlier, like a chapter ago, you wouldn't use your powers to fight against a magi, and now you're doing it, and it's just so dumb. I like get where you're coming from, but also, what a dumb move. Yay, so it's Friday, and I just finished work. So, weekend time. Woo! Yesterday, I got through about 75% of the book. I am so sad right now about my girl Amari. Ugh. So, like, I really love my girl Amari. I loved the journey that she took last book. And this book, you can really see how she's turned into such a fierce queen that advocates for all people. And, like, last book when she was so meek, and I think that character growth is amazing, and I love her, but girl has messed up so many times during this book. What?
Are you filming?
I'm always filming, but no, it's fine. Interrupted for dinner, but now we back. So where was I? Essentially, I'm struggling with Amari right now, and hopefully by the end of the book this will be resolved. But Amari, I love her a lot. She is explicitly part of the class that is oppressing Saylee and her people. Like, she is part of the nobility that has been harming Saylee and her people for years and years on end. When she is invited to, the Magi's stronghold, the Iyaka, I feel like they all have valid reasons not to trust her, like how she worked to gain Saylee's trust through the first book. She has to do it for all these people. In my opinion, she does an awful job at it. She asked Saylee to teach her the Yoruba incantations, and this is sacred to Saylee's people. They're magical rituals that have a whole history and culture about them, and full of traditions that Amari just does not understand because she's not part of this culture. And she convinced Saylee at first is like, no, these are, for my people only. But Amari eventually convinces her because she's like, we need this power. I need to control my magic if we're going to help defeat, my family. And so Saylee is reluctantly agrees, but gives her the one condition of, don't use this against magi. Like, you cannot use this against my people. I think that's Amari is an outsider, part of an oppressive class, being brought in to this culture and being honestly honored to learn like these ancient ways and traditions from Saylee's people. And Saylee gives her one condition, and she like immediately breaks out when she challenges Ramaya. And so she uses what Saylee teaches her against another magi. And then Saylee does call her out on it, so that's good. She takes Ramaya's spot as a leader of that clan. People don't really accept her or, accept her leadership that much. She is now a leader of a clan where she knows nothing about the culture and traditions and what it even means to be a leader of this clan. And the narrative, again, calls us out a little bit, but then Amari goes and betrays Saylee by, trusting Inan and trying to get him to sign a peace treaty. And for Inan's worth, I do believe that he was like actually trying to go for peace, but of course it backfires because the kingdom is not about that life and was like, Inan, we gonna kill everyone, and he ends up leading the army to Stronghold. And so again, Saylee is betrayed, this time by Amari, for leading Anon there. This causes the death of her second in the clan. And Amari is doing what she thinks is right, but Zaylee explicitly told her not to go to Anon, and she did anyways. And then, after all of this goes down, Zaylee is like, okay, we cannot defeat Anon and the kingdom. Let's flee, let's try and be free and live another day. And Amari is like, nope, we not about that life. And basically convinces the entire Magi group to join her side. And now she's kind of the de facto leader because Zaylee has left. And so I feel like, and maybe this will change. There's still, 25% of the book left. But right now I feel like she's basically been rewarded for the stuff she's done so far. Because now she's the leader of this clan and people are trusting and respecting her. And like Zaylee's run off, but Amari's out here getting laid and like she's done a lot of questionable things for a book that tackles oppression and the side effects and discrimination so well. I had hoped that Amari's lesson throughout this, and it may still happen, like I said, there's 25% of the book left, but I really hope that Amari's lesson from this is that she can't like waltz in and take over another culture, like, and just do what she wants. I think she needs to get better at listening to the people of that culture. She shouldn't be leading their clan. She was taught these incantations in private and already broke in like trust and secrecy and already broke the rules. She doesn't understand their traditions and things like that. And I really hope this is addressed, and she doesn't just get away. I mean, I don't think she will, because I think shit's about to go down, and I don't imagine Zaylee or Amari will get away scratch-free from that, but I don't know. That's just my frustrations with the book right now, putting aside the whole Anon thing, because, like, I've accepted him. He kind of sucks. He, like, still sucks, but he is kind of firmly in the villain role, / he real dumb, so I've just kind of ignored him, but I feel like they're ruining a lot of things for Amari. Yeah, so 25% of the book left. I will start reading now. I am so distressed. Amari just murdered half a village for nothing. And Zaylee's like, we need more connectors, and she needs to sacrifice someone she loves. Like, I'm mad at Amari too, but like, I can't, you guys. This book is causing me so much grief. So, I have just finished Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and I already mentioned in my previous update about Amari's characterization, and I had hoped that the narrative would push her in the right direction in the last 25%, but it did not. It had Amari commit a war crime, which she got put into jail for, but I don't know how she can recover from this as a character. I love Amari so much, or I loved Amari so much in the first book. And despite everything she had done for the first 75% of the book, I was hoping that they would find a way to redeem her, to make her understand, to have her grow as a character. But instead, she makes another awful mistake, literally killing innocent villagers for a plan that doesn't even work, all so she can become queen. Luckily, Zaylee is able to revive the villagers that Amari killed. She literally was willing to kill so many innocent people for being queen, getting the throne, stopping her parents, or stopping her mother and her brother. I feel like this book destroyed Amari for me, which is such a shame. I really loved her character. I shipped her with Zaylee so much. Like, if you look at my Kindle, I literally like highlighted every time like Zaylee and Amari would talk about each other because I completely believe that they're in love. But now that relationship is ruined for me. I would expect that Amari would suffer bigger consequences for committing a war crime, but she was left in jail for like a few days and then released to come fight in the battle. And she didn't kill her mom when she had a perfect chance to. And I think that was to signify her growth, as in, look, I may have attempted to kill a whole bunch of villagers a couple days ago, but now I have grown from that and I will not kill my mother. And those are two false equivalences. Amari, innocent villages versus tyrant mother. One of them you're okay with murdering and the other you are not. And then I think that's the reason why the gas spreads at the end and they all get captured. It was very unclear how that happened, but they ended up losing this battle, which again was very disappointing. I think I would have preferred them to win the battle and then maybe spend the next book focusing on how they're actually going to rebuild the country, versus now the next book is going to be, okay, a whole other book about them trying to dethrone the monarchy. We've already gotten one 400-page book about it that didn't do anything. The thing is, they had so many times where they could have had peace, so many opportunities for it, and it never happened because of miscommunications, like Amari and Zaylee just not sitting down and talking to each other. Like, I wish the author didn't put so many opportunities of peace in the book, so many opportunities to stop the war, just to have the main characters turn their backs on it. If this war they had to fight more because they had no opportunities, it would make more sense. So, and I really just don't like miscommunication or not communication as a conflict in books, because literally just sit down and talk to a person and so many things will be resolved. So I did not like that at all. Rowan as a character, I mean, I liked him better than Anon in terms of a potential love interest. He does keep leaving and coming back, but in terms of Zaylee's love interest, hate Anon really moving toward not liking Amari, which is a shame because I loved them. So Rowan, I guess, is the best option now. Yep. And I think the third book is setting up for a love triangle because Anon's still there. She still kind of has feelings for him, but then she thinks he betrayed her again at the end of the book, so probably not. Dean really didn't do much this book. He was a big part of last book, and I really liked him. His and Zaylee's relationship is great. Like, they have such a strong sibling bond, and I feel like in this book it wasn't highlighted as much. He was definitely shown more as Amari's boyfriend than Zaylee's brother. Zaylee as a character in this book, I feel like she annoyed me the least out of all the main characters. She has very valid reasons for her grief and her mistrust and why she wants to run away. I really loved seeing her as a leader of the Reaper clan, and all her interactions with her clan members were beautiful and brought me joy, and I loved seeing her step up into the role. I also feel like her thoughts and desires to run away make a lot of sense with everything she's been through, but I did feel like it flipped the lot on which one she was feeling. Like some days or some chapters she'd be like, I want to be a leader, I want to protect. But I feel like she didn't really have a narrative arc in this story because it kept flipping back and forth and back and forth. Like if she had started at the beginning wanting to run away and then slowly realizing at the very end that no, she wants to actually stay and fight, that would make a much more compelling character growth and arc for Zaylee instead of her going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then at the very end, yes, actually, I'm going to stay and fight. So I feel like she didn't have a consistent arc in this story, which was disappointing. I don't know, I'm just in general fairly disappointed by this book. I'll only mention things I didn't like about this book. Things I liked about this book are the writing. Tomi Adeyemi's writing style is beautiful as always. That's about it. I really want to support this book series. Like, I love representation it brings. I want to support Tomi Adeyemi, but I did not like this book. Okay, well, that was my first reading vlog. I mean, I did enjoy reading it somewhat. Like, it kept me engaged, wanting to know what happens next, even though I was angry or full of grief most of it. Did keep me engaged, so there's that too. Sorry guys, if you like this book, I get why. If you liked it and you want to post in the comments below why, so I can understand, that would be great. And if you didn't like it, comment below and rant with me about it. So yeah. Well, hope you guys enjoyed my first reading vlog. Sorry it ends on a downer. Okay, bye everyone.